song because we don't really have no theme music yet, but this is the start of our show. And I got to improvise. Welcome to Dice Raw Report. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I can get serious. See, I think I'm playing funny. Okay, let me go there. Y'all think I'm being funny? Well, okay. I can get real serious. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Dice Raw Report. We'll welcome you tonight. As joining me as usual is my co-star, Truck North. Say hello to the people, Truck.
What's up with it?
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. We're going to be talking about some issues in hip-hop and music, entertainment, and comedy. I think that I should get very serious at this moment because we lost a great one this week. Paul Mooney has left us. I was just informed. I was unaware. And
it's going off to the great by and by.
I'm very sorrowful. I send my condolences out to the Mooney family, as well as the Pryor family, and anyone that was close to that man. I actually got a chance to see him perform live at the Howard Theater a few years ago before his passing. It was a great show. Wonderful show. He did a great job. He said nigger 1,000 times, at least, during the performance. And I've always revered that man's comedy, and the word nigger has been part of my vocabulary for a long time. No, seriously. Rest in peace, Paul Mooney. Paul Mooney! Rest in peace, Paul motherfucking Mooney!
That's
Woo!
Yeah,
wow.
He
used to put white people in their place on television. He was masterful at it. He was a master. He was a goddamn master at it. Listen, white person.
I mean, it made him a bit of a... made him a bit of a pariah amongst other comedians because it's like, you don't really want to get seen with the guy or openly supporting the guy who was, so as many people would say, you know what? I'm not even going to call him that. He was just, I don't know. Paul Mooney was one of a kind. He was super realist, and a lot of people couldn't deal with that shit. So, yeah, you wanted to play the game in Hollywood and shit. It's probably best to like Paul Mooney from afar, but shout out to Paul Mooney, though. Man.
Shout out to Paul Mooney, man. That whole artistry of black comedy and that real talk. I mean, there's only really a few that do it. I mean, you got to give a shout out to Dave Chappelle, of course. Chris Rock. I'm sure there's others. D.L. Hughley too. Talking about the greats and somebody like Paul Mooney. He never really got his props though. You know what I mean? I would say, and like on a major level. And I mean, even from African American community. Like when I was at his show, it was a lot of of us in the crowd, but it was definitely a diverse audience. And I think that a lot of times when you have somebody who is speaking that kind of truth, and if the masses were exposed to it, I mean, they would have definitely been a little bit bigger. And you just have to wonder, who pulled the strings sometimes in Hollywood when you have somebody with a brilliant mind like that, who is definitely kind of pushed to the...
I mean, you see his influence, though.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you see it. This whole shit is observationalism and shit, you know what I mean? So...
Right.
You've seen it from the dude who worked with Richard Pryor to some of Richard Pryor's material to, I don't know, fucking Damon Wayans and Chris Rock. And
Right. Homie the Clown. I mean, I could definitely say Homie the Clown is definitely like some kind of Paul Mooney derivative comedy because it's that slap you in the face, that George Jefferson door in a white man's face unless you got a check for him type of shit. And I mean, the shit is just fucking hilarious, but it takes a lot of courage to step out on those platforms and do that stuff and to have that kind of social commentary that is that real. Right? I mean, the shit is crazy.
I mean, that's comedy, though. It's like you're supposed to take those fucking chances because if not, then, what are you fucking here for?
But a lot of people don't.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if you like that sort of middle of the road, don't offend anybody comedy, then yeah, there's people for you. But it's widely known that comedians are very dark fucking individuals. You know what I'm saying? The things that they have to make things be funny. They have to see the humor in the worst fucking situations.
Right.
And Yeah, so I mean, the best shit is always fucking dark, and is a middle finger to populist thought. You know what I mean? It's it's non conventional. It's fucking it's a tightrope. It's a real super tightrope walk of knowing what you want to say, knowing how to say it, and knowing how to say it in a funny way that might fucking offend you and shit. And if it does offend you, fucking great. Cause
But what do you do about that in cancel culture, though?
I mean, you can either adhere to that shit or not. You know what I mean? I feel like if you don't want to play the rules of the game of cancel culture, then you know,
motherfuckers ain't got no choice. When you get canceled, you ain't got no fucking choice. I remember I said something about K-pop. I was just like, yo, I saw these K-pop motherfuckers doing some bullshit ass hip hop, fake ass shit that they trying to fucking rip off African American culture.
It came out for you.
And them K-pop, somebody said, well, Dice, you just fucked up. That's what somebody tweeted me. I was like, what are they talking about? They was like, get ready for the storm, pal. No, I'm dead serious. Like, the motherfuckers, I don't think that's the right soundbite for that, but, you know what I'm saying? But that's how the motherfuckers came in. They was like, yo, it's going to be a fucking problem. And K-pop tried to cancel me for like an afternoon. Until I had to really come back and apologize.
Is
like,
kiss the ring in the K-pop?
I had to fucking apologize to fucking K-pop fans. And I mean, I think in this world where you're not allowed to have an opinion, or you're not allowed to say anything that may offend somebody, is ridiculous, especially in a free speech society. It's like, it just doesn't make any sense. I think a person should be able to do whatever the hell they want to do as long as it's making them happy. You know what I'm saying? As long as whatever you're doing in your life is making you happy and you're receiving bliss from that, you should be able to do it. And I think that I should be able to say anything I want if you're doing that shit in public. I should have a public opinion about anything that you're doing in public. I should be able to say, well, hey, I saw last night on TV, XYZ, here's my opinion about it. Without people coming back saying, oh, cancel you, or this person, or that person. Because inside this society, does the Paul Mooneys, are they able to, is the new Paul Mooney able to exist?
Yeah.
You think so? Okay.
Absolutely think so.
I don't know.
Absolutely think so.
Is the new
I mean, I think you have.
Carlin, is he able to succeed in this society? George Carlin, is he able to do his thing?
The thing is, you can say whatever you want, quite honestly, as long as it's...
No, you can't.
As long as it's tastefully done, you can pretty much get away with anything. Now,
tastefully done?
Absolutely. There's absolute language. There's absolute language that you can use to circumvent some of these fucking situations.
What if you want to do something distasteful? Distastefully done. I want to do something that's distastefully done.
However, I think you should be able to say whatever the fuck you want. But I also think that shit might come with a consequence. So if you say some shit and it don't go over, then that's what the fuck it is. If not, then don't say shit. Do you think a person
should be destroyed because of it?
I don't know.
Because of an opinion that they said about some shit that they probably didn't even think about that long. They probably saw some shit, had an emotional reaction. They say something stupid.
This ain't
now they get canceled.
This ain't or
they say something.
They came after Frankenstein with pitchforks and fucking. You know,
Frankenstein isn't real. But hear me out on this.
It's talking about mob mentality.
I'm in agreement with that. But hear me out. If you're a person and you say something that you really didn't even think about long enough,
then
and
you
it's just
say
your
shit
opinion.
about it.
Hold on a second, but it made you feel a particular way. And usually, I'm the kind of person, when you feel, I'm a feeler. You know what I'm saying? I shouldn't say this. I'm not a big thinker. I'm a feeler. You know what I'm saying? I go with the feeling, the emotion. How does it make me feel? And whatever comes out at that moment, boom! That's fucking it. And that's what you get. And it's like, and then I could go back and what you think about sometimes, you'd be like, oh shit, well, I probably shouldn't have done that. Like, okay, or I probably shouldn't have said that. But as a comedian or a person that's a social commentary, to get that kind of knee-jerk reaction is what makes the fabric of who we are and creates that organic experience of laughter, music, entertainment, the bloopers. Bloopers are the best shit, and it's all fuck-ups. You know what I'm saying? It's all fuck-ups, bloopers. So now they done turn bloopers into bloopers only when we want to be bloopers, or now if we decide we could take your blooper and fucking cancel you. And I think that inside that shit, it makes it real hard for a George Carlin or the new George Carlin or the new Paul Mooney or the new Dave Chappelle to even kind of break through that thing because they don't want to say nothing bad about, Saturday Night Live's music performance. You know what I'm saying? That was the other day. You know what I mean?
I think comedy's a little different.
Okay.
I think comedy's a bit different in that way, where they sort of traffic in, at least the good ones, they traffic in the most uncomfortable of conversations that need to be fucking had. And sometimes it's not really a super tactful way to have these conversations, which is why it was probably a bit more important to have, I don't know, work on your shit for a fucking week talking to people in the audience and not having them have a camera in your fucking face. You know what I'm saying? So you get to work out some of these fucking things. You get to sharpen the fucking the edges around the joke and shit. I think the fact that everything is so instant gratification and shit so fast and the turnover rate and all of that shit, I think it leaves very fucking little margin for error that would exist. You know what I'm saying? If the shit wasn't prevalent like that. But I do think you should be able to say whatever you want, but some shit's gonna come with that. It's gonna everything has a consequence. You know what I'm saying?
But do you think that social media should have the power to cancel somebody's career versus, because you got to think about it. Social media now has more power to cancel somebody's career or fire them than their boss. So that means your boss could be looking at the numbers, you hitting it out of the park, you crushing shit every week, numbers through the roof, millions coming in, billions coming in. You say some shit, fuck everything up, now they have to fire you. So now they have to affect the whole entire organization, the companies, the infrastructure, the whole bottom line is now being affected just because some people on Twitter are just talking about you nonstop for 48 hours. Because that's all it takes.
But I think we're missing what the issue is.
I love the Ellen show, goddammit.
This is what I'm talking about.
I love Ellen. I don't want her to leave, goddammit.
It's the need to say something fast without fucking thinking about it.
Ellen, I love you.
I don't really play.
Don't go, Ellen.
I don't really do that shit. Like, I think about the shit that I'm going to say. I'm very fastidious with my words, and I'm trying not to do one of those. Like, I don't have knee-jerk reactions.
Have you seen the Ellen show?
No, never. I don't watch that shit.
You don't watch Ellen DeGeneres?
I don't watch that shit, man.
Who the hell do you think you are, Trump?
I don't relate to it.
You don't relate to her? She relates to everyone, goddammit. Everyone loves that babe.
It's super weird, dude.
She's fucking awesome. She's had the Migos on.
She's literally one of the worst fucking people in the world, according to her fucking...
She's had the Migos on. Are you listening to me?
Fuck them too.
The Migos were on the show.
Cool.
Diddy was on the show.
That is great.
I'm gonna miss her.
That's great.
Her fucking dancing DJ, he's fucking great.
I didn't miss her when she left fucking comedy. I'm not gonna miss this fucking show. I didn't miss her sitcoms. I didn't miss her stand-up specials.
I'm gonna miss Ellen, goddammit. I'm gonna keep it rolling.
I don't give a fuck.
Ellen, I'm gonna miss you. Okay, who else got canceled?
She brought nothing to my life.
Who else got canceled this year?
Well, see, but
Cheryl Osborne.
how about this?
Is that her name? What's the Osborne?
What is wrong with getting canceled if you're a shitty fucking person? If you're a terrible fucking person,
how do we know that? I've hung out with Ellen.
By the things you say.
I'll
by the things you do, by the way you treat
with
people.
Ellen.
She treated people like shit.
That's what they say. I haven't heard her side of the story.
There's long been fucking stories of fucking mad comedians who have stories of Ellen being one of the worst fucking people in Hollywood.
I don't fucking
This has been going on for a minute.
I don't believe it.
I mean,
you're not going to convince me that Ellen is a bad person. You're just not going to do that.
I don't give a fuck whether she's a bad person or not. I just don't give a fuck whether she's on TV or not either.
Okay, well anyway.
It is easier to cancel you if you fucking suck.
Well, I just hope she doesn't quit the other show.
I don't know what the other show is.
She has a game show. I love that too. It's like, Ellen, cool. we miss you, Ellen.
I don't swim in the Ellen waters.
Alright, so anyway, who else got canceled this year?
Jeffrey Epstein, how'd you feel about that canceling?
Oh, well,
how'd you feel about that?
Well, there's some things I know very little about.
You think he self-canceled himself?
I think that Jeffrey Epstein has some information on some interesting things that I'm not privileged to, and I think that in some circles, it's probably best not to talk about that.
And he's not dead.
Yeah, like I don't know what's up with Jeffrey Epstein or his chick or whatever the case may be. And I just know that they were looking for those people, and the whole planet shut down at the same time. So I don't know if there's any correlation between COVID-19 and Jeffrey Epstein, but they rhyme. I didn't even mean that. I'm a poet. I didn't even know it. You know what I mean? But Jeffrey Epstein and COVID-19, I don't know if there's any correlation there, Truck. But I can say from what I hear, he's done some pretty bad things. Some pretty bad things with some underage women, and that's something that I don't find funny at all. And that's when we gotta get serious. You know what I mean? Like, but moving on from that, COVID-19.
Still in cancel culture though?
Well, I don't know. I never was a part of Jeffrey Epstein's culture. So
I'm trying to find a list of people who
he never affected him. Okay,
who didn't fucking suck already.
Okay, well, yeah.
Who weren't shitty fucking.
Is Lil Nas X, is he canceled?
Yeah, apparently.
Wait, he's canceled for what?
Listen, bro.
He just performed last night on Saturday Night Live. We can start there. Okay.
He's been fucking trolling.
Okay, so Lil Nas X has been canceled too. And that's really interesting.
I mean, they tried to, but...
Oh, they tried to cancel him. Now, why did they try to cancel Lil Nas X?
I mean, just all of that trolling, like, you know, him sort of doing the Old Town Road shit and then coming out a couple years later, you know, kids still love him and he doing all of this weird devil shit.
Oh, he's doing some devil stuff. Can you elaborate? I'm not familiar with the devil stuff.
I
don't know.
You didn't see that the videos that came out and shit, and the "Call Me by Your Name" song and all of that shit. Him grinding on the devil.
I saw
in the video.
there was something about a sneaker, and I saw some clips. And I saw a little bit of a clip this morning from the Saturday Night Live performance, which I thought was last week's Saturday Night Live performance, which I thought was pretty interesting.
Last night.
They used to always say back in the day, like the man, like there's this man behind everything that was controlling, you know. And
the wizard,
but we never really believed that shit. I mean, we knew, but we never really knew. But when you really dig deep into like who's in control of like the phone and like the fucking Spotify or Pandora, or who's really in control of iTunes, it all goes to the radio. iHeartRadio, it all goes to one cat. Oh, wait. Hello? Good afternoon. Oh, wait, he wants to talk to me? Okay, anyway, yo, Lil Nas X was so smashing last night. His performance was off the chain. But is there something like that? Is there somebody that's pulling the strings that could just make a phone call and then boom? I mean, does that still happen?
Listen, like Wayno said something. Wayno said something last week where he was talking about artists and how they make a lot of mistakes early on and shit. Just sort of a segue, but he said something ill. He said if an artist signs to Universal, don't think of whatever rap act is on or Warner Brother. Don't think of whoever's on Warner. Think of the company who owns the rights to Batman. You know what I mean?
Right.
So if you control the means of production and a lot of different productions and all of those things sort of coalesce and blend into each other, it's like there could be plants, man.
There's brand loyalty, because I heard a lot of crazy stories about like things that happen in the industry of people going in the back rooms and those crazy backroom deals, and Warner Brothers was involved in like one of these crazy stories I heard. Like a cat told me he went in the room and it was like in the early 90s and there was a lot of executives around the room, not the drug thing, but he said it was like Suge was in the room, but he said when the chair, this chair, and there was all these people in the room, like all these gangsters and everybody was in the room, and when the chair turned around, it was Bugs Bunny. And Bugs was pulling the strings of the whole shit. But I was like, yo, you mean like the cartoon, or was it like, he was like, no, it was like a nigga in a Bugs Bunny outfit. But he was enforcing like the rules of what, I was like, yo, I didn't believe the shit. But I was like, yo, is that shit real?
Could be.
Is this nigga telling me the truth?
Could be, man.
Because if you think about, you sign a Warner, and they want to do a track with Bugs, but like you go in the studio one night and the engineer pull up a track and Bugs Bunny's rapping on the motherfucker.
They did.
And they already paid you, they already gave you $250,000, right? And the Bugs Bunny voice, he's rapping on the song. He's your label mate. If you sign a Warner Brothers or something like that, Bugs Bunny is now your label mate. So you could come in there. Because they used to do that back in the day. Like, you would come in a room, and whoever was on a label, they may be trying to get somebody popping. You know what I'm saying? They may be trying to get somebody popping. So they throw you on a track with somebody that's already hot. But they trying to get you in the kids market. So now they throwing you on a Bugs Bunny song with Bugs Bunny rapping, and now you gotta rap with Bugs Bunny.
How much is the bag?
So I just told you it's a quarter M.
Let's rap.
But you already spit. Already spit half. But they didn't tell you that Bugs Bunny was on the fucking song.
That's cool. I know I'm gonna get that other half.
Damn.
Bugs is on it. That shit gonna go.
Damn, but think about that though. I mean, it's niggas that's going through that type shit right now.
I be thinking about shit like that, like fucking you know, the Wizard of. I mean, you know, the dude who pulls the strings behind the curtain, right?
Right.
Like the Wizard of Oz. How long did it take the Wizard of Oz to set up shit? How long did it take from his balloon landing and we're in Munchkin Land,
right,
to becoming the king of that bitch? Like,
not long.
Like they were just ready to give it up. Like,
well, see, as soon as they saw the balloon, they thought
like,
it was God.
Yeah, facts. Yeah,
they thought it was
God.
It was
a God. Yeah,
and they bowed to him
because
they were ignorant about the true meaning of what God is.
They gave it up to him. Facts.
They didn't understand. But they've been looking up and they've been waiting for something. They've been down so long, it looked like up to them.
You sound like Ross and shit. That might be a good segue.
Wait, which Ross?
Pick one. Either one. Freeway.
Ross
Freeway.
You mean Ross the not so good TJ Maxx? I like TJ Maxx. You know what I'm saying? I find better deals at TJ Maxx. I'm sorry.
The TJ Maxx.
I'm sorry, Ross. TJ Maxx has got Ross on the ropes.
Now you're going to Clover.
But you're not talking about that Ross.
Caldor.
But you're not talking about that. Who are you talking about?
I was talking about this weird thing that's happening with Freeway Rick. You know. Well, like so he's having multiple issues.
Franklin Saint. He's having multiple issues.
And it's kind of threefold and shit.
Shout out to Rick Ross. Shout out to the real Rick Ross. But also shout out
Which one is the real Rick Ross though?
To some people the lines do get blurred because I'm a big fan of the hip hop Rick Ross, his music. He's a big fella and he speaks for us big fellas and us fly big fellas. Us big guys who have a lot of fashion sense and us sexy big guys, but we're still tough. We'll fuck you up. That's right. You don't want to fuck with Ricky Rose. He'll fuck you up. But anyway,
yeah.
There's a big problem with the guy who calls himself the real Rick Ross, and to your point, Truck, the lines have been blurred. And I think some people. I've actually got a chance to speak on a phone call with the real Rick Ross one time, though.
Real shit?
Yeah, real shit. I got a chance to talk to him. Not about kilos, not about selling any bricks or hitting any licks, anything like that. I wasn't hitting licks with the real Rick Ross. I'm not gonna claim that street cred. I'm not gonna claim that. I'm not a real gangster motherfucker who hangs out with Rick Ross and sells bricks. It's not what I do. I'm not gonna lie. But I was hanging out with a real friend of mine, Jimmy the Saint, who actually did put me on the phone with him. And we had a really interesting conversation about mass incarceration, his views on it. To that point, I will say it was an enlightening conversation and it was a pleasure to have. I will say that. But I also will say, conflicting for me because I'm a big fan of Ricky Rose. You know, Amsterdam. You know what I'm saying? He's like, when you're a boss like me, you gotta get permission, homie. You can't just pull out your pistol and do whatever the fuck you want to do.
You think Ross
niggas like me, you gotta get permission, homie.
You think Ross got that kind of pull?
Hell yeah! When you're down with Jay-Z, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do, Truck. It's the black mob, baby. So where do I sign?
Freeway Rick says that that Rick Ross, the biggest boss, according to you and some others.
I didn't say he was the biggest boss. I'm a fan of his music.
He said Freeway Rick says that Rap Rick avoids him and shit.
Oh, that's fucked up. Well, you know, I'd avoid a lot of people too in my family. So, I mean, if he's avoiding some strange guy that he stole his name from, and let's be clear, I'm a big fan of Rick Ross, but you did take the guy's name. You did take the guy's name. This is his actual real name.
Yeah,
but here's the thing. But the new news is not even Rick Ross is the small potato.
Get to the bigger.
The real Rick Ross, quote unquote, he has his eyes set on bigger fish.
This is pretty interesting.
He has his eyes set on bigger fish, and he might catch you in traffic. You and Rose, you guys could be twins, man. You know what I'm saying? You and Rick Ross, you probably get a lot of Rick Ross residual kitty cat, don't you?
No, I don't.
And chicks who want to be with the biggest boss. You probably get a lot of that kitty cat, don't you, Truck?
I mean, he's nice, but
you're picking up a lot of that Rose kitty cat residual. I bet you are.
I
used to get a lot of Heavy D kitty cat back in the day. When Heavy D was big, I was big too.
I rap really well. I do pretty okay.
I'm just fucking with you. Anyway, I saw how well you do, Truck. You do pretty good.
Do pretty good.
He had a hot little mommy down at Underground Arts.
No.
This was years ago. Long time ago.
Don't do that.
All right. Anyway.
But fucking
Anyway, back to Freeway. Rick Ross, his new target is Hollywood.
Right.
He's claiming that the story of Franklin Saint is a true story about his life. Now, I'm not going to lie. I've heard that.
I heard it was loosely based
heard that.
I've heard a couple different things. I've heard it was loosely based around the circumstances that would make a Freeway Ricky Ross, right? I've also heard that, these are a lot of these experiences were sort of brainchildren of John Singleton and the environment that he grew up in at this exact same time.
But to me, a lot of those characters do feel like they came out of real life situations, like the aunt and the uncle. They kind of remind me of another couple where the uncle was killed, and then the woman became a queen pin of L.A. cocaine. It's weird that some of those things do, and then like the female queen pin that owned the club kind of reminds me of like Geneva. What is it? I mean, I don't want to say the wrong names, but they do sound like there's because I know some of these stories. So when I first saw it, I was like, oh, is that blah, blah, blah? Oh, is that? Wait. Oh, but this sound like, because you don't want to use real names, but at the same time, like, damn, like, I feel like I know this story. You know what I'm saying?
Now, my question is, do you feel like Freeway Rick, the
real Rick Ross, not the rapper Rick Ross.
Do you think that he should benefit off of the show Snowfall or the situations that surrounded that gave us the crack era that so many of us fucking trafficking and eat off of?
Well, here's the thing. I mean, I think based on what he's saying, and I could be wrong, it seems like he's trying to take responsibility. It seems like he's trying to take responsibility for the demise of the African American community by creating crime. Like, yo, that was my idea. Crack babies, crack mothers, niggas shooting up Uzis and killing grandmoms in the street. Yo, that was me. Give me my props, yo.
That's crazy.
And I think that is a little weird. You know what I'm saying? That you actually want to take credit for the actual demise of the African American community. I mean, crack was we've never recovered from crack. You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter what, white supremacy is thrown at Black America, we've always somehow kind of been able to come back. But crack, and it's weird because we're still holding on to both sides of it. We're still holding on to the money side of it. We're still holding on to the imagery of it. We have people who actually reenact 80s crack dealers' parties and then videotape it. Like, they dress up like old drug dealers, people who we did respect when we were coming up because they had money. And we didn't know any other way to get money. But now there's so many other different ways. There's so much education out there. There's so much liberation out there.
I don't know, man. I think it's a weird thing to want to take credit for.
It's a horrible thing to take credit for, but it is his life. It is his life.
Is it though?
I think so.
I
think it's his life. It's also Rayful Evans' life and many others. Yeah. But when we take the section of California where he is from, when we take his actual connection, which was the CIA, when we take his actual connection to Oakland, California, and connect that to LA, all I'm saying is, in any life, any man's story, any woman's story, any child's story, if it is their story and it is being told, I think for some, they have already bared the cross. You know what I mean? So we don't have to worry about putting Freeway Ricky Ross on judgment. We don't have to worry about that because his judgment will come when he meets his maker at the end of the day. But while he is here, it's crazy to say, but did he patent the recipe for crack? Is there any intellectual property involved here? Like, is 2 parts baking soda, 1 part coke? You mix it in the pot, you stir it, and you make it a rock, and then you hit the motherfucking block. Dude, he got the patent.
Once you teach him how,
somebody cook crack,
once you teach a man how to fish,
Your friend is now your enemy.
Claim my fish.
Once you teach somebody how to cook crack, now you gotta take them out.
Nah, my shit different.
You gotta take them the fuck out the game.
I got a little nutmeg in mine. My shit, it hit a little different when
You goddamn right. That's why I gotta take you out. You're cooking crack better than me. Your crack recipe's better than mine.
You know what I'm saying?
I must kill you.
It's only like everybody's recipe is different. It's like
but seriously,
chicken noodle soup.
Seriously though. Should he get royalties?
Who gets the royalties
for
chicken noodle soup?
No. Who gets the royalties for the demise of the African American community? And should he want that? Or should he be given any kind of compensation?
He should be a social motherfucking pariah. If I'm being quite honest. He shouldn't. His behavior isn't anything we should patent fucking characters after, or TV fucking shows, or rap personas, or none of that fuck shit.
But the show
was
a
real fucking thing.
But the show was produced by John Singer.
That's cool. But I mean, for him to be like,
should we not tell these stories?
No, absolutely tell the story.
Should we not tell the story of Boston George?
We should absolutely.
Should we not tell the story of Godfather, Lucky Luciano?
But we shouldn't. They all lost in the end. Like,
that's what happens.
It's the weirdest fucking shit in the world.
That's what happens.
Like, I'm not gonna.
Do we not tell the story of the Gyp Rossettis?
Yo,
Gyp Rossetti. He was my favorite. He was my favorite fake gangster of all time. He was a bad motherfucker.
I don't know, man. I think a lot of these motherfuckers, this whole sort of outlaw culture shit that's always sort of persisted. Like, again, it used to be counterculture, and now it's the fucking culture and shit. And it's like, it's fucking weird. It's a snake eating itself, like eating its tail. It's going nowhere. These motherfuckers don't win in the end. I mean, why do we name ourselves after the losers to the game? And shit?
Well, I mean, that's another thing too. Well, somebody said
it's
that
like motherfuckers
who somebody said that.
Who have Southern pride in the Confederacy.
Well, here's
the
thing.
Fucking lost.
Well, see, here's the thing. Somebody said that.
Loser.
Hear me out, brother. Hear me out. Somebody said, well, rappers have been calling themselves these names, and they've been making movies about these people for an eternity. And I said, well, that's true. I said, but the only thing is, this man is alive. This man is alive.
Yeah,
that's the only difference. That there's, when people call themselves, Al Capone or Stal Capone or Mal Capone, or if your name's, Mal, or whatever the fuck, you know what I'm saying? Or Pal Capone, or people call themselves Frank Nitty, or Mike Nitty, or Gank Nitty, or Jack Nitty, or Paul Nitty, or Reese Cup Nitty, or whatever the fuck they want to call themselves.
Whatever the fuck ski.
Yeah, whatever the fuck, right? You know what I'm saying? So those people are all dead. But when you actually take, and here's the thing, I'm a huge Rick Ross music fan. I love Rick Ross more than I like Freeway Ricky Ross. I mean, I don't know. I've had a conversation with both. You know what I'm saying? But all I can say is I'm a big fan of Rick Ross music. Rick Ross, the person, I don't necessarily think he should be getting credit for the recipe of crack. I think it is taking credit for the demise of the African American community for what crack did to the community. Because I remember the hood before crack. I'm that old. You know what I'm saying? I remember going outside to play, and shit was like crazy.
You can see the deterioration.
And then I remember crack. I remember motherfuckers who they was like, yo, when you grow up, you want to be like Donald. And I was like, yeah. They was like, Donald is smart. Donald's going to college. Donald can play basketball. Donald gets all the girls. Donald's going to be doing this when he gets older. He's going to be a president of the United States. He could be, before they found out Barack Obama. You know what I'm saying? But here's the crazy part about that. I mean, rumor has it, but never mind. I'm not even going to get into that. But anyway, Donald was the kind of guy that everybody in the neighborhood looked up to, right? Like, even my family was like, yo, you fucking up in school. You know what I'm saying? Talking to me, like, yo, you fucking up in school. And you ain't gonna be nothing like Donald unless you get your grades up. And he was like the top motherfucker. 2 weeks after crack hit, they was like, yo, whatever the fuck you do, don't be like Donald, nigga.
Listen.
Straight up. And that was a shift. And that happened to a lot of people. I mean, like, crack hit so hard, so heavy. I mean, it's almost like ripping away a soul from a body. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's a painful fucking thing. It's not easy, and that's what happened. So does this nigga get credit for ripping a soul away from the bodies of millions of African Americans?
I mean, it's twofold. It's like, who gets the credit?
But it's his story.
It's super weird.
It's his story, and he's alive.
But it's this weird thing that we have in us that we're sort of, I don't know, like the dudes from a certain culture. Like, first of all, let's get this out the way. Rick Ross naming himself after a motherfucker who's still alive is weird. That shit is weird. I always thought that shit was weird.
Okay.
Be that as it may. This is sort of weird inner shit that we have when we hear these fucking stories and we like, oh, nigga had the 13, 14 bricks in the joint. They gonna flip all that shit. That shit coming up. Like, we all have this sort of weird fascination with the game and shit. Because our idols were these fucking drug dealers and shit. But I mean, you think about the motherfuckers as they exist now in history, if they still do exist, and it's fucking sad.
Well, here's the thing. The people that we looked up to...
And who wants credit for that?
Well, here's the thing. I think the people that we looked up to, for the most part, we were babies. And they were kids. Like, some of these guys were 17, 16, 15, 18. They wasn't even being considered fucking adults and shit when some of these guys were getting caught with some, and this is the people we looked up to because we didn't know any better. You know what I'm saying? We had no real point of reference. So, but at the same time, though, these were the guys who used to play football with us, like when it snowed. Like, you know what I mean? Because, you know, if your pop wasn't around or whatever, you know, you go outside with a football. The only person out there was the motherfuckers hustling. 9 times out of 10, they didn't have a father or a father figure either. You know what I'm saying? And they see you out there with the ball just tossing that shit by yourself, looking like a straight nut. And they be like, yo, I'm going to go ahead and talk to this little nigga. Now, they don't mean to influence you into being a drug dealer or cocaine, but now this person just showed you affection. You know what I'm saying? He just basically extended the olive branch, drizzled with cocaine, you know what I'm saying? But the olive branch nonetheless, you know what I'm saying? And now you guys become friends, or you're not even friends, but you think that you're friends, or you think that you're family. And that's the other thing. Even I mean, this shit is fucked up.
You're likening it to some sort of social acceptance.
Well, I'm just saying, this is the life. It's like you go outside with a football or basketball, you dribbling this shit by yourself, somebody see you shooting, you looking like they feel bad for you, they come over, these niggas got on gold ropes and shit, they shoot a couple hoops with you, you think you just made some buddies.
No, I mean, like, honestly, like, I grew up in a neighborhood where that would happen, the opposite would happen. Like, yo, get out of here, go that way. Niggas shoot at you.
Well,
get the fuck out of here. Like,
that's a different...
I'm shooting over here by myself. I'm trying to get these buckets up so I can get out of this community. That's a child that is developed. They shoot at you.
That's a child that is developed and understands the difference.
Yeah, that's the shit we would do. Like, we didn't want the drug dealing niggas coming over here. So it's like, yo,
well, see,
y'all niggas get shot.
I didn't know people were selling drugs.
Oh, well,
you know what I'm saying? I'm older than you, Truck.
Yeah.
I'm older than you. I'm talking about when crack first started. You just see motherfuckers with leather sneakers on. You'd be like, well, damn, how the fuck did you get them?
I mean, yeah, I've seen it deteriorate. Shit, man. Maybe not as early as.
Yeah, you didn't see it as early as me.
You think Rick Ross should get paid?
I think he should get paid, definitely, and not from Rick Ross, the rapper, or Freeway, my good friend. Shout out to Freeway. I hope you're doing well, my brother. He's one of the nicest people I've ever fucking met in my life, and one of the real. He's not nice. He's a fucking badass, but he's nice to me, and he's one of the realest motherfuckers I've ever met in my life. Freeway, the Philadelphia Freeway. But shout out to Freeway, shout out to Rick Ross, and shout out to the real Rick Ross. You know what I'm saying? We actually had a conversation. I got a chance to talk to this guy on the phone via my man Jimmy the Saint, who was sharing a cell with him when they was locked in the feds. You know what I'm saying? And but I think he should get paid, though. And the only reason why I say that he should get paid, because unlike the Scarfaces or the Frank Nitties, well, Scarface wasn't real, or Al Capone, Scarface was real, but whoever the case, you know, the Lucky Luciano, the new Lucianos, all those people are dead. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about somebody that's actually alive. And I think he's actually paid the price to society. He's paid his debt to society and through incarceration, and it was the bag man for the entire operation. So that's why I think he should be paid from using his story. Now, as far as royalties from the destruction of African American community, those royalties should then maybe be taken from him and then reallocated to community programs. Hope I don't get killed for saying that. Sorry, Ricky Ross, don't kill me, but that's what I think should happen.
I feel you. I beg to differ, but I feel you.
Well, we have a difference of opinion, Truck.
I feel like he got paid for it already. and the millions of dollars that he made
but
serving crack.
That
you know
was
like
actually
now a dope way for him to get paid off of his fucking experience is to be like a consultant on shows like
Well, why didn't they bring him in as a consultant? They should have brought him in as a consultant.
I don't know, but
well, that's their mistake, and they gotta pay for that.
That's a way where you can sort of get paid for your story. Outside of that, it's like,
all right. Anyway, fuck all that shit. I ain't getting a nickel from none of that shit. None of the. I'm not even gonna get paid for none of the crack he sold either. So anyway, moving on. What's our next topic? J. Cole, Rwanda sports.
Oh, shit.
So news in, J. Cole is getting buckets. He's fucking it up over there in Rwanda. Swish, swish, swish. He's knocking it out of the park. Is that true, Truck?
No.
Okay. Well,
no,
give me the real stats.
That is far from true. J. Cole I feel like he's averaging maybe 4 points a game when he plays.
Okay.
A lot of those are free throws.
Okay.
High turnover. Very low.
He's getting stripped.
Listen. Looks to be a very low basketball IQ. You know what I mean? Like I'm not.
Wait a minute. So you're telling me J. Cole's he got stripped by Africans?
Listen, he's getting stripped like Africa.
He's getting stripped. Oh shit! Booyah! Right. Damn! He's getting J. Cole's over in Africa playing basketball, getting stripped.
Yeah, he getting worked.
Like Africa.
What about the YouTube clip?
He got the clip of him hitting one shot, or the clips of him shooting many
slam dunk.
That wasn't him dunking that shit. He ain't got that kind of lift.
I think he does.
You remember the All-Star game?
He's a tall guy.
You remember the All-Star game years ago when he tried to get a fucking one-hand joint? Like he was barely at the joint. Like
that was the start.
Nah,
he was practicing.
Nah.
My predictions are J. Cole's going to be in the NBA by 2023.
And I will stop watching basketball. Because by the time it's about 2023, that's going to make J. Cole, 39?
Wasn't Master P, but see, here's the thing. He's not the first. Master P already did that shit.
This ain't the horseshoe classic. This is the NBA.
But Master P already got to the NBA.
Master P didn't get to the NBA.
Master P was already in the NBA from my knowledge.
Master P made a... No, he was kind of like, sort of tryout era 3-day contract for the Hornets. Like, he had a cup of coffee.
Make him say,
on the preseason team.
Make him say, ah.
He had a cup of coffee and shit. And he famously celebrated after hitting a free throw. So that was the end of his fucking shit.
Yeah, I fucks with P, man. Shout out P.
Shout out P. Shout out Rap Snacks. Shout out all that high sodium shit.
Shout out
to Gold Faucets. Shout out to all the shit Master P is famous for.
Yo, but is he famous for Rap Snacks? Is Rap Snacks his?
He got something to do with Rap Snacks, don't he?
Well, I know he got something to do with Rap. I actually got a chance to meet with Master P one night.
Shout out.
And I met him at Rap Snacks, so I didn't know he owned it though. He wasn't acting like he owned it. He was acting like he was just supporting the guy.
He got something to do with it.
Well, I
don't know about it.
I just said I met Master P. We had to sit down, and it was at Rap Snacks' office. You know what I'm saying? They was going to open my own Rap Snacks. You know what I'm saying?
How'd that go?
Well, it didn't work out in a prototype. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I was pitching them on a different recipe. They was like, yo. Like they was like, raw, we really don't think people are gonna like raw oysters. You know what I'm saying? Raw oyster potato chips. And I said, well, look, P. This is we really had to meet. Like I really had to meet with P. It wasn't about my potato chip brand because we never really got to that level. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We never got to that next step where I was gonna talk to him about my potato chip recipe was the raw oyster. Because I know he's from New Orleans, and that's the place. So they got a lot of oysters down there. It's a big oyster community, and I was gonna pitch it to him. But P, if you out there, P, you know what I'm saying? Like we can still do the Rap Snacks deal, the raw oyster potato chip, but we can get into that later. But I think who you think is a better basketball player, Master P or J. Cole?
Yes.
If they was the 1-on-1.
Yes.
Who? Who's better? If Master P and J. Cole did a 1-on-1,
yes.
Who's better?
Yes.
But who do you think will win?
No one.
No.
We all lose.
No. Seriously. Like a rough house. Prison ball.
50-year-old Master P.
Yes.
And 36-year-old J. Cole.
Yes. Like a rough house prison, no holds barred, like an elbow gut punch.
I'm not giving P that.
I'm not giving nobody nothing. I'm asking you your opinion.
Maybe if J. Cole was playing C Murder, I would feel differently about.
All right, okay.
The Miller
but C played ball.
I think J. Cole was a better basketball player.
But C played ball too. But we're talking about Master P actually going to the NBA tryouts, whatever the fuck, and then
there's a difference.
And then my man J. Cole over in Rwanda putting up buckets. Who's better in an all-out prison basketball pickup game? You know what I'm saying? One-on-one, a game of horse. You know what I'm saying? But physical contact.
I would say Master P.
Okay, why?
I mean, my reason is completely illogical and shit. I'm just always going to bet on a darker dude.
Wait, what the fuck that mean? So, okay, in a pickup game between me and you, who you think gonna win? Let me see. Lift your arm up.
No, it's not going to be a hype thing. It's not going to be a hype. It's not going to be a hype thing. If me and you play ball,
lift your arm up.
It's not going to be a hype thing.
Lift your arm up, Truck.
It's not going to be a hype thing.
Lift your arm up. That's right. It's going to be a speed thing, Truck. It's going to be a speed thing. Because basketball, from what I know, I never played the game. But guess what, Truck? From what I know, basketball is 80% mental and 20% physical. And be that I may be older than you, Truck,
those numbers are
I'm a lot quicker. I'm a lot quicker than you, Truck. And I got the arm reach. Truck, put your arm up. Put your arm up, Truck.
Nope.
Put your arm up.
Nope.
Because you know my arm is longer than you, Truck. I got long monkey arms, Truck. And when I grab that fucking rebound, I'm going to elbow you out. I'm going to go, I'm going to,
Your arms are longer than everybody.
My arms are very long. I got long monkey arms. That's right. I said it. I said it.
Like arms on Alonzo Mourning.
But people know that I am a basketball megalomaniac if I want to be.
It wouldn't come down to height if me and you play ball.
All right.
It wouldn't be a height thing. But yeah, I don't.
I can hit buckets.
If we're talking about prison,
I can put up buckets.
I'm gonna go with P because P from fucking New Orleans and shit.
Yeah,
and
P's gonna come up. P's gonna hit J. Cole with a brass knuckles. He's gonna hit J. Cole with a pair of brass knuckles. He pulls from a pair of money yachties.
But if we talking about like if these motherfuckers is playing all around the world,
what is this P sneaker called? Moon yachties.
His sneakers are not
P,
called.
send me some moon yachties. Some money yachties.
This is not called moon yachties.
I swear to God they are.
No,
I swear to God they are. I swear to God they are. It's like the Bugatti a sneaker. Money yachties. They call it money yachties or some shit. Like, yo, shout out P. Send some money yachties. I'm gonna start rocking.
No.
Have you not seen the sneaker?
Listen.
Have you not seen the sneaker?
Right now.
Have you seen P sneaker? Money yachty, nigga. Like that's the name of his sneaker.
Yo. The Maricons, Master P sneakers.
Money yachties.
Let's see.
The moon yachties, the Bugatti of sneakers. Like I know what the fuck I'm talking about. This is the Bugatti of sneakers, homie. And a lot of real G's is rocking them. P, send some money yachties over here tonight, baby. I'm rocking them. Put them on my Instagram. But P, I gotta be honest with you. My Instagram was hacked.
They all call money yachties.
Yo, they call it money yachties. Like I'm not playing around. Like this is some real shit, yo.
Yo,
this is some real shit. Shout out
P. Hey, yo, shout out P, man.
Yo, this shit is not trash, yo.
Garbage, my guy.
Yo, what about the orange with the orange sole?
These Jones
shits is
trash,
fresh,
my boy.
What about the burgundy with the burgundy sole?
What about the cheetah with the white on the under?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What about the cheetah with the
this
cheetah
shit look like a
sole?
creative recreation John, dog.
Hey, look, man, I like them. I don't give a fuck.
Shout out Creative Rec, but
I like them.
These Johns is these Johns make you say
I fucks with them.
And this one here, this like a S. Carter, but it got cheetah print on the toe box.
Yeah,
like, get the fuck out of here, P. Shout out to you and your sneakers and you being a black enterprising entrepreneur and a legend and all that shit. But dude, we did not come here for the Birdman lugs. We are not here for the Maniatis. That's a fact. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's one thing I do want to talk about though before we get out of here, Truck. I hope it's on be a trigger word for you. But the word is Meghan Markle. Meghan Markle.
Yeah, I'm not triggered by.
How does that make you feel, Truck?
I mean, she was in Suits, right?
When you hit it,
ain't that what we know her from? Like she had a cup of coffee and Horrible Bosses, I believe.
Well, when you see
shit, the Duchess of Sussex.
Okay.
That's what you're talking about.
When you hear the name Meghan Markle, how does it make you feel?
Honestly, I don't feel any sort of way. I feel like she married into one of the bloodlines that was a leading contributor to the ruin of the fucking world.
Oh,
right, correct. Okay.
That's all.
Okay.
Terrible fucking just nasty bloodline and shit. Just incestuous. Just
true.
Family fucking country ravaging slavery fucking profiteers. Yeah, so I mean that's what I think when I think Meghan Markle. She married into that fucking family, so I don't really got no motherfucking I don't really got no sympathy for her and shit for whatever's been going on. But did something happen with her this week? I don't know.
Well,
none of them might have been a
well,
lot.
Chuck, all I can say is I disagree, and I was definitely at
She did great on
the
Suits.
Roman Palace Instagram page this week, and I saw that the Queen of England had a lovely hat and a lovely dress on this week, and they just celebrated the 1-year anniversary of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's union, and I was celebrating that as well at home with tea and crumpets and homemade crumpets that the missus prepared. I also think that Meghan Markle had married into. I thought she hit it big, actually, Truck. I have a difference of opinion. I said to myself, we finally got one in there, and I was thinking about little Archie, that little poor bastard Archie.
She married the one that was dressed like a Nazi that time for Halloween, right?
Well, she listen. Here's
like the SS soldier, like that.
You know, Truck. I don't get into people's Halloween costumes. I don't get into people's Halloween costumes or whatever. But the one thing I do get into is, I mean, to your point, to move away from the celebration that took place this past week as we celebrated Meghan and Harry's 1-year anniversary of the happy couple.
Happy anniversary to the family with kids with gills.
Well, the thing is about that, I kind of share your sentiment on that a little bit because I was so excited about Archie. I mean, that's where the rubber hit the road for me. I was like, that little Negro is going to be heir to the throne. We finally got one in there.
We finally got a quadroon and a goddamn.
Yeah, he's so.
We finally got an octoroon.
He's so unblack. He's like Archie. He's like the most light-skinned black guy on the planet.
Shut up, Archie.
And I support my light-skinned brothers. Of course, I'm behind you everywhere. Trevor Noah, I got your back, homie. I'm with you.
Shout out, Archie.
Drake, got your back, bro. But anyway.
Yeah, man. Let's hope that Archie is far enough
hold
removed
Archie
so
to the
that,
thing. Yeah, I was so
diseases don't get him.
Here's the thing. I agree with you though, Chuck, to a certain degree. Meghan Markle, I'm sure it wasn't a happy 1-year anniversary. Life is different.
Yeah.
Life is different now.
Yeah.
And to your point, did she not Google who these people were? Did she not use Bing? I mean, it's not as good as Google.
She wanted
but
to be
Bing gets it done. I'm just
what kind of weird ass adult woman wants to be a princess?
Well,
fucking weird.
I mean,
it's weird.
Here's the thing: if a guy just calls you princess around the house and you're a grown ass woman, it's
weird.
kind of condescending.
That's fucking weird.
It's really ridiculous. But here's the thing: if you're actually a real princess and it's a title that you earn, not as weird. Not as
yeah. I mean,
they don't call it a blowjob for no reason.
Earned by the way of robbing.
They got job in the title.
Yeah.
A blowjob is they don't call it job for no reason, huh?
Listen.
When those girls are down there working, they've got to suck, they've got to juice, they've got to stroke, they got to breathe through the nose. It's hard work. I couldn't imagine. It's not like eating kitty cat. It's
Queen
a lot
Elizabeth
different.
Owns two of the just most gargantuan and expensive and what's the name of these? I think she owns 2 of the jewels of Africa and shit.
Oh yeah, the stars.
The stars.
She had the Star of Africa. Yeah, absolutely correct. As her possession.
Yo, fuck that family, man.
Right, she had the Star of Africa.
She
but
married
also
into it.
Harry, didn't he go to Africa and do work? He gave porridge.
Listen, anytime I'm weary.
Is that an even exchange?
Anytime that
if he gets porridge,
anytime that the Brits go to Africa to give
grits.
aid,
the Brits went with grits. Because that's what porridge is. It's basically like grits, right? So the Brits took some grits down to Africa. They exchanged a bunch of grits for the Star of Africa. Now the Queen of England, she sits on her mantelpiece.
Yeah, man.
I mean,
that's why you can see some of the most fantastic African artifacts in museums in England.
Well, I think what we need to do is we need to get everything that King Leopold stole. And we need to here's the thing. Why are we talking about it on the podcast when we really should be raiding fucking King Leopold's castle? Come on, everybody! Let's go!
Shit.
No? Am I the only one that feels that way?
Probably. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Probably.
If I can't get any support, if I want to get a bunch of Bloods and Crips and I want to say, hey, pal, hey, let's Bring it in.
That's more attainable.
Let's bring it in for a group hug. And then, hey, let's get on a plane. Bring your straps, niggers. And let's go to King Leopold's castle and let's fuck shit up.
See, the way you're talking about it sounds like some Nick Cage National Treasure shit. And I don't want to do that shit.
Well, how else you going to get it, Truck?
I don't want it.
So matter of fact, motherfucker, make your conversation about education, because that's what we stopped at. You said you want to put the conversation to education. Tell me why education is important, Truck, and that's what black people should be asking for.
When has not knowing more ever served you wrong?
Fuck that. Fuck that.
Like, when has learning
but when the
reading
king,
more...
Hold on a second. When George Washington and the fucking founding fathers of America or whatever the fuck, when they went to King whoever the fuck and said, hey, we want free, did they ask for education or did they ask for liberation? Did they say, hey, give me education, we need better schools? Or did they say, give me liberty or give me death?
But you have to be remotely educated on the consequences of or situations that might around.
No, it's either liberty or death.
You can't open every cell in Attica and send them to Africa. You have to have a fucking plan.
No, it's give me liberty or give me death. There's no in between.
Listen.
There's no in between. You can't have education
with no
by
education,
the enemy. If the enemy is the person that's educating you,
I'm not saying
what are you saying? I'm saying educate. So you're saying giving you infrastructure, give you school. Okay, educate. But you need the power to educate yourself.
You don't.
So how do you do that?
You read a book. Can you read?
Can you read a book and then you do what with the knowledge?
And you store it.
And you store it.
Yeah.
Why not throw a bunch of tea in the fucking ocean? Why don't we
think that didn't come with a plan? Do you think that didn't come with some sort of...
It was improv. It was improv. It was improv.
It wasn't improv.
So you think education is more important
if it was
than
improv,
liberation?
it wouldn't have been dressed as
fucking
fucking
So you think education is more important than liberation? That's what you're telling me.
I think education is 100... I think education will lead to one's liberation. I don't think you can just freestyle your way to...
Hell no.
You can't freestyle
so you
your way to
liberation. I'm just spitting balls?
You can't freestyle your way to liberation.
I think you can. I think the first thing you do is how you feel. It's not a thinking man's thing. It's a feeling thing. It's 400 years. We've been trying to think our way out of this shit for 400. We're still in it.
The whole shit started off.
How many black females killed in 2021 by police truck?
You tell me.
No, you tell me.
I don't know.
You tell me.
I don't have those metrics.
Truck, you tell me.
I don't have those metrics.
You're supposed to say you tell me.
I think
go back and forth on that. It's like, no,
who's on first?
No, you tell me. No, you tell me.
And me, boss. And me, boss.
But it's too many. The question is over 200. It's 263 African Americans killed by police 2020.
Yeah, and I think if we had more
after George Floyd,
if we had more people,
after,
I think if we had more people who were educated in critical race theory, who were educated,
we had those people
who were educated in fucking,
we had those people
who were educated in fundraising,
we had those
who were educated in fucking,
we had those people.
Political
we
science.
Need Bloods and Crips. Strap up, niggas. Let's go.
That's the problem.
No, nigga, let's go. Bloods and Crips unite now.
That's the problem.
That's what we need.
We got too many motherfuckers want to be fucking rap superstars. We got too many motherfuckers want to be ball players.
Wrong.
We got too many motherfuckers trying to make trap fucking beats.
Well,
we need way more political science majors. Shout out, hang up, get busy.
So who you supporting? You supporting Candace Owens or Kanye West?
I reject the premise of the question. Like, I reject that shit. Like, no, neither.
Yeah, you Candace Owens or you Kanye West. I mean, you gotta let me know right now. Let's draw a line, brother. Let's draw a line.
I don't fuck with Kanye. So I don't wear Yeezys. I don't listen to that nigga music no more. Fuck, dude.
So you never listen to a Kanye gospel album?
Fuck that. That gospel album was ass.
So it's Sunday. You wasn't bumping that on?
Nope.
So
I wasn't. That shit sucked.
That shit.
I never. I listened to it just to have an idea what it was, but it sucked.
All right, so anyway, so we gonna agree to disagree, but we're gonna continue this shit. But this is our argument. I'm a liberation motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Give me liberty or give me death, motherfucker. And I'm talking to you, Mr. President.
And I'm a nigga that says you can't freestyle your way to liberation. Learn something,
motherfucker. I'm coming at you, motherfucker. Thanks for our report. Thank you everybody for coming, and we look forward to seeing you guys next week. Thank you, motherfucker.